A very good morning to all of you. I'm Mukta Sharma from the NSRCL team. NSRCL is the entrepreneurial hub at Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and we have been supporting the startup ecosystem for over 2 decades. We are sector agnostic and welcome everyone with a sustainable idea. So if you're looking at how to get ready to go to the market as a startup, you would want to really join us. So we are collaborating with the Principal Scientific Advisors Office on the Kisan Mitra initiative. And the idea this was began was to enable both the supply and the demand side of agriculture through technology to come together and work together. Most of the times, farmer-centric solutions are not able to reach the farmer directly because we don't have a connect with the KVKs. And thanks to the PSA's Kisan Mitra initiative, we are now working with ICAR institutes, and we are also hosting these webinars in vernacular languages to be able to reach out to a wider audience. So a warm welcome to all the speakers today for the 36th edition of the Kisan Mitra initiative hosted by NSRCL IIM Bangalore. I'd like to kickstart this with the Farmer Speak, Gauramma, who's joined us from Karnataka, a remote village in Karnataka, and she will share her experience of how she has been working with a firm called Sputnik Farms, a startup which has helped her leverage both the land that she has as well as profits and better life for her family as well. Gauramma, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನೀವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಲಾಭದಾಯಕ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಏನೇನ್ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ
ಮೇಡಮ್? ಈಗ
ಹೇಳಿಮ್ಮ.
ಈಗ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಇದೆ, ಹೀರೆಕಾಯಿ ಇದೆ, ಸೌತೆಕಾಯಿ ಇದೆ, ಬೆಂಡೆಕಾಯಿ ಇದೆ, ತೊಂಡೆಕಾಯಿ ಇದೆ, ವಿಂಗಡ ಬೀನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬದನೆಕಾಯಿ ಒಂದ್ 3 ತರ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಬದನೆಕಾಯಿ ಹಾಕಿದೀವಿ. ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ ಇದೆ, ಮೆಣಸಿನ್ಕಾಯಿ ಇದೆ, ಆಲೂಗಡ್ಡೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊಪ್ಪುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ 15 ವೆರೈಟಿ ಸೊಪ್ಪಿದೆ, ಪುದೀನ ಇದೆ.
ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಕರೆ ಜಮೀನ್ ಇದೆ?
2 ಎಕರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
2 ಎಕರೆ? ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀರಾ? ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀರಾ? ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ
ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಮ್ದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದ್ ರೋಟ್ರಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕುಂಟೆನೆ ಬೆಳೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬೆಳೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನು ಒಣಗಾಕ್ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ, ಭೂಮಿನ ಒಣಗಾಕ್ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಳೆ ಕಿತ್ತಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಳೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. 2 ಕುಂಟೆನೆ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಚಪ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಚಪ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಚಪ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೊಂತೀವಿ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪುಗಳು ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದ್ರಿಂದ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋಷ್ಟೊತ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪು ಕಿತ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹಂಗ್ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ?
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾವು 2012 ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲಾಭ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಆಮೇಲೆ 2012 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 4 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. 2012 ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಬೆಳೆ ಇಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಗೇನ್ ಲಾಭದಾಯಕ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿದಷ್ಟು ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಲಾಭ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೂ ಮನೆಗೂ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ನಮ್ಗೂ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಹುಷಾರ್ ತಪ್ಪಿತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 2011 ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸರಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು.
ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಬರ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೂ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆನ ಬೆಳೆಸಿರೋದನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹೌದು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ನಿಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಪೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ.
ಹೌದು
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಇದು ಸೊ ಟು ಸಮರೈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ನೀನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಮ್ಮ ಭವಾನಿ, her daughter is with her and she is going to help us understand a little more, and for all of us who understand English, she is just going to give us a summary. Yes, Bhavani, please go ahead.
Basically, we started doing organic since 2012. and we used to grow in a huge amount, and we used to transfer from market, but we won't get any income, proper income. Then after Sumit joined us since from 4 years, we started cultivating the crops according to their needs. Like if she needs for 15 days, once she needs in a bulk quantity. So we started harvesting for every 15 days. Like today we started doing this particular vegetable again. After 15 days, we need another vegetable. So we are cultivating in a mixed cropping system. So we have climbers, 4-5 types of climbers, and in ground level we will grow the greens. Okay. And in middle will grow like a bendi, chili, and brinjal. Okay. Okay. So we have less water compared to every other district in Chikbalapur. We are managing that also. Okay. And our advantage is, as per the organic, we don't want to go for the market for any pesticides and fungicides. Oh, okay. Our own chemicals, everything which we get from the nature by using the leaves and some medicinal plants. Okay. Okay. Very nice. And so you're doing all of this in 2 acres of land, right? Yeah, 2 acres. So for everyone listening in today, I wanted to share that what Gauramma is doing is Gauramma ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾವ ಜಾಗದಿಂದ
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಕೊತ್ನೂರು
ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರಿಂದ. So what she's doing there is she has started doing 7 layers of farming. So in the small piece of land that she has, which is just 2 acres, which is one of the biggest challenges in India, is small land holdings. And there's always a lot of turnaround time from one crop to another, from the time you sow the seed to the time you reap the harvest. But because of multi-layered farming, they're able to get a good yield just on the small piece of land. And if you noticed, she also mentioned that she never has the land kept dry. It's always fertile, which means there's one or the other crop that's been constantly harvested and taken care of. So she's able to lead a better life and provide for her children and for her family. And she's also helping other entrepreneurs. She's a micro entrepreneur of sorts. Gauramma, ನೀವು ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೆವಿಕೆ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಗ್ರಾಮಾಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳದ ಗ್ರಾಮಾಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ, ಅವರು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಈಗ ರೈತರು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದು ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದಾ? ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಸೊ ನೀವ್ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಕೂಡ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನೀವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಭವಾನಿ. You have helped us get your mother onto the Zoom call. I am trying to get her onto the Zoom call for 1 year now, by the way. So she's finally been able to come today. Wonderful to listen to her. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಏನೇನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬಹುದು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗ್ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Gauramma, thanks Bhavani. Over to the keynote address for today. After the farmers speak, we have Dr. Padmini Soin. She is the director of agriculture from the ICR Institute in Cuttack, Odisha. She's joined us all the way from there. Dr. Padmini, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Pleasure to have you here, and finally to see you. And I think what's very nice is that you managed to take out a few minutes from your schedule that is already there. So ma'am, over to you. Without further ado, please let us know what you're doing. Ma'am, I'm able to hear you, ma'am. I can hear you. Yeah. So ma'am, would you like to share what you have been doing at your institute and how we could all work together?
Sure. If you don't mind, sorry. You are Dr. Mukta?
I'm just Mukta, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you very much for because beforehand I was having very tight schedule. I could not even meet you, talk to you, nothing. No, but anyway, with your invitation. I thought that I should join and tell you, but I do not know all of your farmer friends. They are talking in Kannada. Whether they will be able to understand or not, I do not know how many people have joined.
So, ma'am, there are different things that are happening. That's also going to go live in some time. And this session is going to be scheduled in vernacular across India. There are already 4 vernaculars. Okay, so this is going to be, so whatever you speak today will be translated to that particular vernacular and shared. So it's happening in Gujarati, it's happening in Hindi, in Tamil and Telugu. So there are different institutes who are partnering along with us and supporting the Kisan Mitra initiative. So, ma'am, over to you to share. Do you have some time, ma'am? 10-15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So please.
I will just share my slides, whatever I understood with my little knowledge. I would like to inform you, and for furthermore interaction and other things, I will give you address of my scientist who is mostly working on ABI centers. So you will be the best person. But anyway, today you have invited me. I am sharing my slide.
Please go ahead, ma'am. Are you able to share it?
Yeah, I am able to share.
Okay, please go ahead.
I think it is in presentation mode.
Yes, ma'am.
Not it.
Would you like to put it in the slide mode?
Yeah. I think it is in presentation mode now.
Yes, it is.
Sorry.
No, ma'am. You just need to click it again. Yeah.
Just a minute.
Ma'am, before we start, may I just take 1 more minute to introduce you to all the panelists today. You heard Gauramma speak. We have Mr. Pradeep Basu. We have Ms. Siddhi and Mr. Tarang. And they're all the speakers for today. You might want to switch on your videos and just say hello to ma'am. And then maybe if you want to talk to her, we can take an offline conversation later. All right. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you also.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi.
This is Ms. Siddhi. And that's
yeah.
Pradeep has joined us from Sirsiri. He's in a jungle out there, I believe. So thank you so much for everyone. Yes, ma'am. So over to you. Please share about what you're doing.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Mukta. It's nice. And it's very new to me also to be with you people. So thank you very much to invite me for this program, and a few words I will be able to share.
Sure, ma'am. Please go ahead.
First of all, let me say why we are agri startups in India. What I understood, I am just telling you. There are over 250 agri-tech startups. You must be knowing better than me, but still then, in India, across the value chain, leveraging the use of technology and innovation in business models to impact the large agri sector in India. There are some examples: NinjaCart, Wakepool, AgroStar, etc. And the agri-tech startups in India growing at 25% year over year. So why we need of agri startup? Agriculture is the backbone, as you know, of Indian economy, and it is India's biggest employer. Huge employment opportunities for farmers and agriculture graduates. Everyone needs food. That means depending on the kind of startup, it can have large number of customers. It will surely help to achieve faster growth in agriculture sector in India. So this startup ecosystem, like our rice, other ecosystems, it also has ecosystem, its surrounding city environments. So it's known as a startup ecosystem. India has the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, expected to witness year over year growth of consistent annual growth of 12 to 15%. India has about 50,000 startups in India in 2018, and around 8,900 to 9,300 of these are technology-led startups. 1,300 new tech startups were born in 2019 alone. implying there are 2 to 3 tech startups born every day. This is from courtesy Startup India. I could collect this one. And indicators of growth in the startup ecosystem. The pace of growth in the startup ecosystem has increased to 15% year on year in 2018, while the growth of the number of incubators and accelerators has grown to 11%. Significantly, the number of women entrepreneurs stood at 14%, up from 10% to 11% in the previous 2 years. Startups in the country have been able to create an estimated 40,000 new jobs over the year, taking the total job in the startup ecosystem to 1.6 to 1.7 lakh. Bangalore has been listed within the world's 20 leading startup cities in the 2019 Startup Genome Project ranking. It is also ranked as one of the world's 5 fastest growing startup cities. You must be knowing, I think. So these are the focus areas for agri startups. These are so many areas: agri-biotech, agri-input tools, technology, supply chain management, intelligence, ML and big data in agriculture, horticulture, natural resource management, micro-irrigation, farm retailing. All these are the focus areas for agri startup: food processing, extension, agro-social activity, in this natural resource management, storage, warehouse, all aspects of agriculture it covers. So these are the focus areas. And the key players in agri startup ecosystem, this is the innovators, technical and research institute, ICR, SAU and other institutes, financial institutions like banks, VCs, angel investor, incubators, farmers, supply and logistics service provider, marketing and promoting institution, input providers, distributors, retailers, and consumers. These are the key players in agri startup ecosystem. So government initiative for promotion of startups taken up in India. Make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscle, nerve, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. This is by our beloved Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji. The government is not only promoting many schemes to help the present group of startups benefit from them, but also motivate the budding entrepreneurs, startups, and students from all domains who tend to be independent and lead the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat world. The country now seems to be heading towards the golden era of entrepreneurship, where if things go as planned, India may host as many successful startups at the USA or any other leading nation by 2030. These are the list of government schemes launched to develop and encourage entrepreneurship in India. You also know all these things. Samrid scheme, Startup India Seed Fund, Startup India Initiative, Aspire, Mudra Bank, Ministry of Skill Development, all these things. Last, I can say innovation and agri entrepreneurship cell under RKVY Raftar. RKVY Raftar, you know, now it is all over country. It is running in a very nice speed, and many people are involved, and they want to develop entrepreneurship, startups, and other things. Every institute must be having. We are also having RKVY Raftar. So this is the current startup of APOs in India. Farmers producer organizations are farmers collective with membership mainly comprising small marginal farmers. Presently around 6,000 APOs, including APCs, that committees are in the existence in the country, which are found under various initiatives of Government of India, including SFSC, state governments, NABARD, and other organizations over the last 8 to 10 years. Of these, around 3,200 APOs are registered as producer companies, and the remaining as cooperative societies, etc. Majority of these APOs are in the nascent stage of their operation, with the shareholder membership ranging from 100 to over 1,000 farmers, and require not only technical handling handholding, but also adequate capital infrastructure facilities, including market linkages for sustaining their business operations.
Okay, Dr. Padmini, would you like to scroll down the slides, please? Because we're not able to see it, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Is it little bit up? Your screen is sharing that one. I think now it is visible. Okay. Now it is visible.
You'll have to scroll down, ma'am.
This is the maximum.
Slide move kariye asko.
Slide. I'm moving, but it's not visible.
No, ma'am, it's not scrolling down.
Not scrolling down.
No, ma'am.
But in my place it is happening, so I'm calling. Shall I answer again and share? It's nothing is moving.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then I am answering and I am doing.
Okay. Ma'am, why don't you just talk about what your institute is doing while your team
Yes,
can...
yes. I am directly going there.
Yeah.
But this is the objective, 4 objectives to provide holistic. You are not able to see my slide?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Take a please.
Ma'am, can I try and share it? Can you email it to me?
Yeah, I can email you. I'm just trying if I cannot.
Sure,
do.
please try. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
if I cannot do. Now is it visible?
No, ma'am.
No, not yet. No. Answer
The slides, but it's not going.
I will directly come to my institute what we are doing.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, answer
Sure.
ଏଠି ସ୍କ୍ରୋଲ ହଉଛି ସେଠି ଦେଖୁନି ଏ ଭଣ୍ଡାର କୋଉଠି ମେସେଜ ତ ନାହିଁ କୋଉଠି
ଗୋଟେ କଣ ସରିତା ଫରିତା ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ ଦେଖୁନ
ସରିତା ନାରେ
ଗୋଟେ ରୋଡ ଥିବ ନହେଲେ ମେସେଜ ଦେଖ ମେସେଜ
ଆଚ୍ଛା ମେସେଜ
ରୋଡ ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ପାଥ ଦେଇଛି ଯିବ କେମିତି ସେଠିକୁ ମାଞ୍ଚେଶ୍ୱର
ଆଚ୍ଛା
Ma'am, we have only 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
So would you like to straight away share what you're doing? It's okay if the slide is not working.
ସେ ସ୍କ୍ରୋଲ ନ ହଉଛି ଯଦି ସେଇଠି ପଡୁଛି
sit let it be there. I will do it.
Okay,
Just leave it. Leave it. See now, just leave it. Leave it. I'm not able to see them. अपन छाड़ी दिया तो से था
देखता हूं तेरे समय नहीं हां इधर पढ़ दे कोई नहीं
Role of ICAR NRI as CBBOS. ICAR NRI is assigned the role of CBBO for formation and promotion of 14 APOs in different districts of Odisha and Jharkhand under the implementing agencies such as NABARD 2 APOs, SFSC 10 APOs, NCDC 2 APOs. So like that, the contribution of ICAR NRI in formation of promoting APCs, ICAR NRI formed and promoted 5 since 2017. Under this scheme, IT enabled self-sufficient sustainable seed system for rice, that is 4S4R, for Cuttack district of Odisha with the help of RKVI Odisha. This is the aims and objective of 4S4R. I am not telling details of that. We have developed this 4S4R program through which we have developed 5 APOs in Cuttack districts of Odisha. So this is the proposed block for 5 APOs under 4S4R. And this is how ICAR Knowledge Center, it's working. There are 2 main units available under ICAR institutes. That is for Intellectual Property Technology Management Unit, ITMU, and Agribusiness Incubation Center. This is the flow of knowledge, ICAR knowledge, then startups, then APOs, how they are linked. I do not know whether you are able to see or not.
I'm able to see, ma'am. It's very clear.
It's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Very clear.
With this flow of knowledge, we are working knowledge from I share knowledge center to startups, and again APOs to startup, then knowledge center to APOs. Like that we are moving. And this is the intellectual property technology management unit, what I told, IPTM unit, that we promote creative initiations in the ISER institutes, strengthen the institutional mechanism, understand the attempt as necessary vigil, augment capacity building, manage new knowledge as per principles of ISER's new and implementation guideline policies. Then this is the agribusiness incubation center we are having, and we are giving training regularly to people for developing entrepreneurship as well as startups in this ABI center. While networking is more important than startup, networking is very valuable way to extend your skill, learn from others, success to get new customers, and tell others about your business through your journey and success. In this way, we are building a network in the key component and the ongoing startups which help them to achieve their strategic goals. And this is the demand networking among APOs, startups, and knowledge center. This way, we are trying to link finding new business to get opportunities of partnership, to find mentorship and support, to access technologies. A strong networking will provide more leverage with investors, increase access to business resources, to grow your team with professionals, to accelerate the process of learning, to build or gain confidence, to improve communication skill. These are the main demand for networking. This way we are networking, I
Okay.
think. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
I do
much.
not know where to see me.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to see me?
I am actually able to see only the slides. I'm not able to see you.
On circular.
Oh, then let me answer.
Yeah.
It's not going.
Yes, ma'am. I can see you now.
Okay.
See you now, and I can see the slide as well. So thank you so much for your time. If you can spare a little more time, you might want to listen to any of the speakers who are there today. Is it possible?
Yeah, yeah.
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 So,
I am listening.
okay. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll reach out to you offline and then take this further. And I'd like to present the next speaker for today. Tarang, you're on next.
Yes, I'll start by the screen.
Yes, please. Dr. Tarang, you're not doctor, is it?
No.
Yeah. So Tarang has been a lone crusader of sorts for quite some time. He's a part of the Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship, Manage Hyderabad, and Intech Harness Private Limited is the name of his firm. Over to him for sharing his journey so far and how he's been contributing to the part of some progress in the agri space. Go ahead, Tarang.
Thank you, Mukta. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tarang Patel, founder of Intech Harness Private Limited. We are based in Pune, and it as at managed under cohort 1 of RK Viva Raftar. We have developed a patent-granted pump controller to help the farmers to get onto the data-driven irrigation. And the patent is already granted. The fundamental problem that we are trying to address is the erratic power and water conditions on the farms and spin-off problems because of that being dry run burnouts, manual operations, extended pump operations, long farm to house distances, many a times farmer having to travel through wildlife areas at untimely hours. When we correlate this with all India level, then the power consumption in culture stands at 18%. And India using 1.6 to 2 times the water required for irrigation. There's an urgent need to arrest the depleting groundwater, and the entire activity of irrigation is gut-based rather than data-driven. We had a small exposure through a local publication where our technology was published to the local farming community in Maharashtra, and we received close to 300 farms. And this all actually gave us the opportunity to interact and validate our problem statement. So after having validated the problem statement, we were able to move ahead confidently towards our field trials and making the hardware reliable and durable, wherein further layers of technology could be put on it through IoT. So as far as the competition is concerned, we are patented, so we do have an USP. However, if you look at the perspective, then the manual operations are still happening where the farmer goes and then we have the Delco starters, which just give the pump operation as per the availability of power, and further GSM based controllers which give you the convenience of operating the pump from wherever you are. The entire spectrum requires some kind of human intervention whereas we work on connect and forget principle, as we have empowered the hardware with all the logics to take the decision to respond to the disruptions either by starting the pump or stopping the pump to achieve the program time. If I can give you an example, farmer requires say 4 hours of water. All he has to do is give an on time and an off time to the controller, say 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock. The controller will start the pump daily at 12 and switch off at 4 without human intervention. But the intelligence lies in, supposing it starts at 12 today and there's power loss at 1, so everything will shut down. If the power resumes say at 1:30, then the controller will initialize and restart the pump on its own, keep it running till 4:30 and then switch it off as well. So the program time is delivered and there is no human intervention anywhere. So this brings a lot of relief to the farmer from the daily intense and rigorous pump operations. Precision and automation comes into play, contributing to the crop yield and reduction in power and water footprint while conserving soil. So it's a pump controller basically with an ability to respond to power and water disruptions. We have already gone to the market now. We have 3 dealer agreements through the FPO dealer network. We have 1 letter of intent from an app-based agri advisory where they find our technology as a last mile delivery vehicle for their irrigation schedules. And we also have done 2 technical evaluations with national level pump manufacturers, wherein we have on one front, we have proceeded towards submitting a commercial proposal with their sales team for a joint market entry under their brand and technology provided by us. We are selling this hardware at 7,500, and we also have a more sustainable business plan through subscription-based revenue, through dissemination of agronomy services through our IoT platform. And we are currently executing the go-to-market strategy. We already have received a grant from RKVY under cohort 1 of 20 lakhs, and we have started our commercial manufacturing. And now we are utilizing the further funds towards our sales operations. Pandemic has delayed certainly a certain amount, but we are on our way there now. We've also been supported by STPI through their NGIS program, where we are getting a capital infusion of 25 lakhs again for go-to-market. We are also listed on the GEM portals and Kisan Mitra portals. So we have had close to 85 installations, and many of them we really didn't need to go on the farm for the installation. So what we do is the connections are normally given in the packaging of the product, and the local electrician is engaged for those connections. And then we either get on a phone call or through a WhatsApp call. Now technology is available. So we do these software settings for them basis the type and size of the pump and water head and other parameters. And we give them a trial run. We handhold them for about a week, and then they are on their own. And if there is any problem or they need any inputs, they always call us over the phone. But with IoT, much of this interaction will now be reduced through technology. The human interface will reduce because of technology. We have our model stands good in B2C segment, B2B segment, and we are also looking at connects in the B2G segment. We have been supported through Manage, through Startup Nexus Accelerator, the FLCDD program by the UNIDO, and Electron Mind program through New Energy Nexus. So through this, we are getting access to various stakeholders in the power industry, the water industry, and also the agriculture industry. So we have built a rather robust and sustainable business model. Currently, we are a very streamlined team, and that is why we are focusing on B2B. In fact, we just had one reach out from Mahindra Group, through the Krishi app, and our pilots with them are expected soon, because they have already shared us the locations of the pilots and name of the farmers where we would start off the piloting with them. So that's our technology, and that's where we stand as far as our go-to-market strategy is concerned. If there are any questions, I would be glad to address them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tarang. Could you please share the coordinates on the chat so that others could reach out to you as well? Yeah.
So the current slide, contact us, is having those. I hope it is visible.
It is visible to everyone, but if you can just put it on the chat as well, it will be helpful.
Sure, I will do that. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much, Tarang.
Thank you, Dr. Mukta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice, Dr. Tarang. He has presented on water. Actually, water is an important component in agriculture as well as for rice production. So very nice work he is doing. I think I will have opportunity to interact with you people in some other occasion. For today, kindly leave me. Some important lecture is going on. I have to attend. Our Deputy Director General is giving. Huh?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You, your organization, and all the farmers, though they are not able to understand me properly, but somehow I thank them. They are all assembled here, and your others, Dr. Tarang and others, Siddhi. I will Pradeep. I will definitely next time I will listen to them. Sorry, I am leaving. So,
no problem, ma'am. I'll give you the. I'll share the recording with you, and you can listen to it at your leisure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure having you and hosting you here. Over to the next speaker for today, Miss Siddhi. Hi, Siddhi.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi.
I will just share my screen.
Yes, please.
So hello everyone. My company is Parvata
I'd like to
Foods.
take the pleasure of introducing Siddhi, who is the co-founder and director of Parvata Foods Private Limited. And she's been doing a lot of revolution in agri work, especially in the Northeast. So over to her journey of how she's contributing to this space.
Hello everyone. My company Parvata Foods, we work with the farmers, especially organic farmers in northeastern and eastern part of India. So basically, me and my co-founder, we both did our MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, opted out of placement to help the farmers in the northeastern part of the country. We train more than 10,000 farmers in modern agriculture practices. We buy back the material from them. We've set up a largest organic spice dehydration facility of Northeast in Siliguri, where we process the products into spices through our innovative technology, and then we send it in the export markets. So our plant is certified organic as per Indian, US and Europe standards. Now spices in India is typically a sun-dried market where the quality of the product deteriorates when you dry it under the sun. Therefore, we have innovated machines around spice and other fruits and vegetables dehydration, which retains the aroma and flavor of the spices, like it retains the essential components. And we've specialized in small-scale farm-level processing unit based on request from some of the northeastern state governments. So basically, the advantage of setting up processing at the farmers level is that they get to do value addition, reduce wastages, which ultimately results in increase in the income of the farmers. And it also makes agriculture attractive for the younger generation to stay back because they see some value addition. Otherwise, India is currently facing this problem of the youth moving out of the agriculture sector. Now, the processing unit that we've developed is using advanced processing technologies, with which we have set up our plant as well. It is a multi-purpose unit. You can process various types of fruits, vegetables, and spices in this, which ensures maximum utilization, that it can be used round the year for different products as per the product season. We also provide complete handholding and training in processing. Like we train the FPOs, the members of the FPOs in running the processing unit. And we also provide a assured buyback guarantee for the produce, which is processed in these machines. So it's a win-win situation for the farmers. These units are easy to handle, operate, and use. It adheres to the highest quality food safety standards, made of stainless steel 304, so long life, no corrosion, no maintenance. We provide the entire setup of the processing plant, right from the cleaning, washing, slicing, dehydration, and packaging. So first of all, usually, so this setup that I'm explaining right now is primarily for spices, because that's the main cash crop for farmers across Northeast. So when the ginger, turmeric, these products are harvested from the field, they have a lot of mud in it because it's a root crop. So this cleaning system with high pressure pump and forced water removes all the excess mud, so that it then goes into the washing system. The washing machine is like a rotary drum washer, where the product gets lifted and then it falls again. It gets lifted and it falls again. So the mud, the contamination loosens from the edges. And then there is a three-way forced pressure which goes onto the product, which cleans the product completely. Because when you want to export dried, dehydrated spices or fruits and vegetables in the Europe market or the US market, they have something called, they test the ash content in the product. So if any amount of mud or dust or contamination is left in the product, it gets detected as ash content and the product is rejected. Therefore, thorough cleaning of the product is extremely important if you want to get high returns and sell the product in the export market. Next is the slicing machine. So usually ginger, turmeric, these kind of crops are high in fiber content, and the usual slicers that we use, so the blade gets jammed and the fiber gets stuck in between the blades, and it's a very cumbersome operation and uneven cutting happens. So we have designed this super fine blades which cuts up to 6 hours without getting stuck, and it gives you also different cut size based on the customer requirement. Now, this is the key innovation which we have done here, dehydration. As I was saying, that spices are usually sun-dried. So it is left open in the fields to dry. So in the morning, the product gets heated, and in the evening, again, it gets cooled. Next morning, heated, and evening cooled. So the volatile component of the product, it starts to evaporate. Also, what happens is during rainy season, sun drying is not possible. Then, since it is left open in the field, there is bird perching, animal excreta, dust contamination, which results in aflatoxin in the product, which is harmful for human health. And it takes around 10 to 15 days for the product to dry. Whereas in our innovative machines, the product can be dehydrated within 8 hours. We control the temperature, time, and airflow, so that at lesser temperatures also, we dehydrate the product, which ensures that the volatile components of the products are retained, providing it superior aroma, flavor, and health benefits. And the product is absolutely aflatoxin free. One of the very key important things in any kind of food processing is the packaging, which people usually tend to ignore. So we have a two set of processing, because processing will help you to preserve the aroma and the flavor, provide moisture barrier, and enhance the shelf life of the product. So we have a two-stage packaging setup, wherein in the first stage, the inner liner, the LD liner, is completely sealed so that there is no air transfer. And then there is the outer laminated bag, which is stitched to provide a double level of packaging for handling better transport. So when we set up this unit at the farm level, we also provide complete installation. We do the production streamlining, like our people will go there and ensure, as long as the farmers are able to take out the desired quality of production from these machines. We train in quality parameters such as personal hygiene, so use of hair cover, mask, shoe cover, gloves, apron. Also, we provide training and manuals about equipment cleanliness, facility cleanliness, pest control, changeover procedures, like the standard operating procedures of how you change from one product to another, what to check in incoming raw material, what to check in outgoing finished product. So the complete end-to-end training in terms of the product, facility, and personal hygiene is provided by us. These are some of the images of the farm level and the training in the processing plant, what we've been undertaking in Northeast India. And recently, we've also started a project in Nepal. Our farmer training projects are funded by UK government, USAID, and FICCI. We also have technical collaboration with a company called Landguard in Germany, who provides us like the best practices from around the world. The key thing here is, when the farmers set up these processing units or government agencies or some big corporates as a part of their CSR, they help to set up such units at the farmers level, they are completely assured that whatever investment is going into the plant is assuring increased income for the farmers, because we provide a complete buyback for all the spices which are processed in here. We also help the farmers in getting organic certification, food safety certifications. We train them on how to improve the quality as per the market requirements, and then the farmers are free to sell either to us or to sell in the open market, whichever way they can choose, but we provide a buyback assurance. So we've signed agreements with the government of Arunachal Pradesh, government of Nagaland. We are currently in talks with Odisha and Tripura to set up such units for the farmers. In fact, the Ministry of Agriculture have praised this initiative in their Twitter handle as well as in their annual report. We're very happy to share that when the Honorable Prime Minister came to Sikkim to declare it as a complete organic state, he met us there, saw the work that we are doing with the farmers, and he was so impressed by the improvement we are bringing in the lives of the farmers. He praised our work in his Man Ki Baat program and also on several other occasions. Also, since we work a lot in the sustainability domain, helping farmers increase their income, preserving the soil and the environment, we've been internationally awarded by Forbes Asia 30 Under 30 and Earth Day Network Star. Thank you so much. These are the contact details on the screen.
Yeah, can you please share it on the chat as well?
Yes, sure, I will.
Awesome work, Siddhi, and I really loved what you're doing. I wanted to ask you a little about the slicer that you were mentioning.
Mhm.
You have a patent on that. Is it your product or did you purchase it from somebody else?
No, so we have fabricated all the machines that we've shown here, but we have not applied for a patent because primarily this is a newer thing. This is not our core business. Our core business was into
Right.
processing of spices and exporting.
I get that. I
This
get that.
came as a thing
Add-on.
to help the farmers there. So we are
Okay.
not gone so much into patenting the technology, but we do all the fabrication in-house.
Okay, but I think you should go ahead for the patent because while
we are
you're
considering
focused
that.
on the spices, there will be a lot of people who will be interested to purchase this from you, not just in the Northeast, but also in the South.
Yes, sure.
Because especially in Coorg and other places, we do have, a lot of spice plantations here, and it would be very useful. So I think you should go for the patent and make hay while the sun shines. It would be a good idea. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today, and pleasure listening to the way you're contributing and, especially making a difference in the Northeast, which is a very difficult terrain. I've been to that place, very beautiful, but it does have its challenges while nature's beauty is still intact. Thank you so much. And with this, we'll go over to the next speaker for today. If anyone wants to reach out to Siddhi, please reach out to us. We'll connect you to her. And I want to mention this to all the speakers here today that this is going to go live on YouTube by the end of the evening or by tomorrow. So which means you will actually get a lot of people to come in and, want to talk to you as well. Okay, so please do share your details and then we'll take it ahead.
Thanks a lot, Mukta, for providing me this opportunity to speak here.
Pleasure is completely ours. Thank you so much for your time. And we'll go over to the next speaker for today. You might want to stop screen sharing now. Okay, thank you. Prateep, over to you. Prateep is joining us from Sicily today, and he was mentioning his plans of wanting to work with over 60,000 farmers. Is that? How many farmers are you working with, Prateep? And would you like to tell us a little more about what you're doing at the moment? Please go ahead. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mukta. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, please. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear as well.
Okay, great. So I'll just give a quick background of the company, and then perhaps it would be prudent to explain like how we are engaging with the farmers indirectly. It's so at Satshare, so we are a Bangalore-based tech company, and we have been working for the last 4 years on building products which make use of a combination of different sensors and data coming from sensors, primarily satellites. So that's how the name Satshare comes, combined with field collected data, IoT data, etc. So for today's audience, what I would like to emphasize is how we have been forging partnerships across the startup across the agri value chain and also with startups through our open data innovation platform, which provides direct impact on the farmers' income. So, just to give a quick underlying reasoning as to why we exist. So my personal background, I'm one of the founders and lead the company as its CEO. My personal background comes from space technology. I was a scientist at ISRO. So were my other co-founders, and we saw that there are so many opportunities for this data from space to have an impact on agriculture at a very large area scale. We have seen that already through our space program. But when we kind of delve deeper into into the field, let's say, we saw that organizations, startups are working in silos. There's limited co-innovation that's happening, and there's absence of any reliable information or integrity of the data based on which decisions can be taken assertively. So for us, our entire thing was based on what kind of decisions do people make. In the last 4 years, we have primarily worked with governments and banks in improving their decisioning on lending fast, lending to more number of farmers, monitoring the areas, yields, etc., from state level to even a farm level. And how we do that, as an example, that's and how we are extending that to create farmer applications is what I would be just explaining through some examples. So Saksha Sparta is our data engine. Now, in that data engine, what happens? We crunch a lot of information. So we are collecting the weather data, the rainfall, relative humidity, temperature, etc. We are collecting satellite data coming in different sensors, as well as we have forged about 76 agri-tech partnerships in the last 1 year, where they are using our APIs to ingest that analysis ready information into their platforms, because they are the ones who are working with the farmers. So that collaboration and co-innovation is what we are emphasizing, because one company alone cannot solve the problems or the plethora of problems that we have. So, and you need a variety of different information sources to make the best possible decision. So what kind of decisions are we speaking of? For example, as Mukta mentioned, I'm here in a place called Sirsi in North Karnataka. So some of you who are from Karnataka may know that this entire region is popular for arakka nut, sugarcane, and all, like high value crops. Now, we started a pilot project few months back, 6 months back, where we were collecting the data. So these are different kinds of data sets. We were generating soil moisture on a daily basis. I'll speak about it later. We were monitoring the crop health. We were monitoring the microclimatic information by installing NB IoT based devices, which we did at strategic locations, one per gram panchayat. And by combining all of these information, we were making advisories. Those advisories were going at an individual gram panchayat level, because we know the soil. Now we have the real time monitoring of soil information, that is the NPK, pH. We had the information of the crop health overall, if there is any pest disease, etc., by monitoring through satellites. And we had the both the weather data as well as weather forecasted data. So those advisories were what we are now trying to expand from few hundreds of farmers to now, as mentioned by Mukta, 60,000 farmers, for example, where the entire support of expansion is being achieved through partnerships locally, like the companies who are able to provide customer servicing or support for the hardware that we are installing, as well as provide immediate telephone based support to farmers who have an issue. So when we have such kind of huge database and data crunching ability, our use cases go much beyond just improvement at the farm. So for example, for the farmers, those advisories are helping them to protect their crops, improve their yields, and if the yield is improved, that also impacts their income. But from a cooperative society perspective, because this is a cooperative society here, for them it is also about improving the lending purposes. So here the example it is given, my team has provided is someone with Sammunati, but even in Sirsi, the cooperative themselves are lending to the farmers. So for them also it is important to audit and maintain a full digital record of how who all are growing Arakkanut, where all they can expand, add more farmers, when to go and also collect money on time, because at the end of the day it's a full cycle chain. So in the credit is monitoring the performance at a farm and a village level, helping in proactive planning, providing assisted tech assisted lending models, and also in onboarding the farmers quickly. So similarly, so the value proposition throughout for farmers and for businesses who are working with farmers spans across farm digitization, access to technology without having to incur the cost. Here, the farm in this business model, the farmer is not paying for this advisories. It is being paid by the cooperative society, while it also helps in the entire supply chain optimization through prioritization of resources and better planning. I did mention about the daily soil moisture data. So soil moisture is not something which we are collecting only through the devices. We have patent pending software that we have built where we are combining multiple satellites and extracting soil moisture at a 10 centimeter depth currently across. We can do it daily across any part of India, actually any part of the world. So we today have expanded across multiple countries. We are working in 8 countries today. We have more than as I said, globally, if we look at more than 100 different partnerships have been awarded for the innovativeness in which we have developed the tech, the product, and also the business model. Because just developing tech is not enough. You have to also make sure that the delivery to the farmers and to the end users is great. So with that, I will end and thanks to Kisan Mitra for providing me the opportunity to present about the company and the work that we are doing. I have tried to put it as briefly as possible, but if you have any questions, happy to answer, and our information is provided on this slide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Pradeep is the founder of SatSure, based out of Bangalore, and he was sharing some details of how he's been working with the community. Can I request you to I wanted you you to switch on your video, because during the presentation that was not possible. So can I request all the speakers to switch on your videos once? Gauramma, neevu ondsati nimma idanna on ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ videona. So so that we'll have just one picture as we come close to the last webinar of this year. And then of course in Jan we'll go live again. Tarang, would you like to switch on your video? Are you there? Gauramma, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Hello. All right. So thank you so much for spending time today and sharing what you've been doing. Let's see how we can add value to the startup ecosystem and try and engage in a more detailed way. You've heard Gauramma. She's come from Tumkur and another place in a small town in Karnataka district, and then you've heard Tarang and Siddhi and also Pradeep, all logged in from different places, and Pankaj has been a support in reaching out to all of you, and he's a part of our team here at NSRCell. He's been with us for a short time, but did add value in whatever he did. Thank you so much, Pankaj, and wishing you all a great year end as well as new beginnings in the year to come. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your thoughts. Please be ready to host and get hosted in vernacular on all these sessions. The translations and all will be taken care of. I'll share more details offline, but for now, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your journey with us so far. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pankaj.
Thank
Please
you.
use your picture
Thanks.
as well. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Pradeep and Tarak. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Pankaj.
you.